Hello everybody and welcome back to Goal Spec Racing. We're here for the second race of the weekend, halfway through the weekend, for Tier 3 here at Bahrain. I'm joined by GSR Thrasher. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Can't wait to see some good racing here at Bahrain.
Yep, and apparently we're hosting ARL right now, so I can't view the stream because of that. Thank you, PNB. Appreciate it.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. So FH is currently on pole by a good margin over just a human in the racing point by just over 3/10, with Tanky surprising P3. So judging by qualifying right now, Thrasher, who do you think would be the favorite to take victory?
Um, well, I currently look like FH4 full. He is 3/10, or well, I lied. He's now 8/10 in front of Super Wallman, who just went faster. I'm sorry, who just went second, and then Black Raw went P3. I think, you know, these top three, maybe top four, as Black and All retires, um, look like to be the clear favorites. But you never know what happens. It's Bahrain. Getting into turn one, can be really sketchy, especially on the restarts. So, um, we'll look out for that.
Yep, and 1 minute 30 left in the qualifying session. I'm assuming everyone's going to be out in their last flying laps of the session, and people are also having a bit of a freak out over it being day, which I do understand in some capacity, because braking points can be blocked in the sun, and that's applied to all tracks. Now, as UJ Dizzle, I think might be on an in lap, and he is finished P6 in this race last season for Tier 3. That was their season finale. And that race was also GSR's 150th race, I think. And Davis won that race with Tommy Karate in second. And third place being Emma K-Boy. And Thrasher, you raced in that race too. And it was actually Apex Whitmore who collided with you from, I think, P2.
Yeah, we just gotten off the safety car restart, and I had a fast car. I think I definitely had a shot for the win. Just you got forced on the apron, going up the hill. But unlucky. But this race does, or this track does bring a lot of good racing, as Haas Boomer up to P2. Um, but this track can bring a lot of good racing. Um, See if this can follow up as last year's race, or can it be better?
Yep, and as you said, Haas Boomer, he has finished P2 at Hungary, and has continued to keep consistency throughout the entire season. And I think the first win has to be coming for that round right now. What do you think? You think that today's a day where Haas Boomer could probably take the victory?
I do. I know Hosmer raced with him before. Um, but I think today can be the day he gets a win. Um, he's very consistent, as you said, and he's got some speed, as he showed it last week at Hungary. So, Super Woman retired. But I think he can get a win today. He's just gotta, show that speed, get a good start. And see what happens behind him.
Yep, and as you saw, Iprex Diamonds going to the gravel. Last weekend's winner won Baku in the GSR's closest finish so far, only by 52 thousandths of a second. Very close finish, run to the line by Broken Reptile. Tried his best to get it in the end, just couldn't make it work. And the top 5 right now, though, are just separated by not much right now. As it looks right now, I think FH might actually improve his lap time. He could be an easy contender to win. You can't really predict who will win in Tier 3. Everyone's on the same pace, to be honest.
Yeah, this is one of the hardest tiers to Bulls tank. He gets invalidated. He was in the green, but this tier is really hard to predict because there's so much uh, fast guys in this tier. It makes it so hard to predict.
Yeah, as you see, Broken Reptile just came out the penultimate corner, going into the final corner. Was a 10th up. That would still put him in P7, but he could gain some time off the final corner. Here he comes into DRS zone off the line. As Human moves up to P4, where will Broken Reptile move up to? He will go up to P2 with a 126.196. That is 1,000th off of FH. Very close. Very close. Look at the gap from first to fourth. That is amazing qualifying session we've had today.
Amazing, great job. Blame Apex. Oh, Apex has to glitch, but I don't think he's gonna make it back in time.
No. Yeah, it looks like he'll be starting P16 as it stands right now. Probably the only one on the lap on track right now. As he enables DRS on the second straight right now. He was in contention to win the Tier 3 race last season, again until he got an instance with you and somebody else. And, I mean, he could probably be a contender for victory today going off last season's race.
Yeah, for sure. He's got some speed. But I was gonna let him finish the lap.
Yeah, it's very easy to get invalidated in some parts of the track. And then maybe the AI cars of other people could be getting in the way of him. That could be something that affect his lap too. I don't think he'll be catching up to Mercedes and Haas up there in time though. So I think he'll be fine for now. He's off the penultimate corner, got a decent exit there. That's where time can be gained or lost. That corner can really affect you, especially if you get loose on the curb. Anyway, coming off the final corner, currently with a 119, and he did not get back in time. P16 for
So,
Livermore.
FH in the pole.
By only 1,000th of a Broken Reptile. Had he just gotten one corner just a tad bit better, he would have gotten it. But that is FH and Broken Reptile in the front row with Hospoomer and Super Whammon 3rd and 4th. Human, Black Draw 5th and 6th. Tanky and Iprox Diamonds will be 7th and 8th. And rounding out your top 10 will be Ant GD and Alpe. This is going to be quite the race.
Top 4. All less than a 10th.
That's
Really
insane.
gonna show what kind of pace these tier 3 drivers have. And they're putting it all on the line and they're showing.
Yeah, FH in chat saying this will be a close race. It definitely will. The gap from everyone in front is not by much at all.
So we're gonna go racing here, as I think this is gonna be a race that can show that, you know, all the other tiers. As we saw tier 4 yesterday. You know, this is gonna set up for tier 1 later today and then tier 2 tomorrow. What kind of racing can be shown at Bahrain?
And there are 2 full-time Tier 4 drivers in this race, speaking of that, currently reserving for today. They are Alpe and Mesta. Alpe, I believe, is currently leading the standings. I'll have to check. He's definitely up there, though. And Mesta was very close to victory at Hungary until that chaotic finish unraveled. So we'll see how they do. I think Mesta is starting a bit down the order, and so is Alpe. So we'll see how they climb through the pack today.
Alpe is currently 3rd in the standings. 13 points behind. So he's got the speed. He shows it. If he's going to start 10th.
Yep. I'm going to go over my 2 favorites for this race. My first one's going to be FH 444. And it's probably an obvious pick because he showed amazing one lap. And he showed great pace throughout the entire season. Involved in quite a few incidents though. So I believe if he can have some luck go his way, he can be contention for victory. And my second pick is Broken Reptile, mainly because he showed great qualifying pace once again. But also in these last few races, he's gotten 2 podiums in a row from Hungary and Baku. And he nearly won Baku in a photo finish with the Iprox Diamonds. So, you could see very good run from him today. Now, who are your 2 picks?
My first one's gonna be Haas Boomer starting P3. Came home with a podium last week. Or sorry, not last week, the week before at Hungary. Um, so he's looking off a little bit of and as soon as I said that, he got disqualified from formation lap. Um, but I think he'll be in real contention for me today. And then I'm also gonna go Black Raw sitting P6. Um, he had a podium lined up for him last week at Baku, and he choked it. He wants to get revenge, and he's looking focused to bring home a podium today as a reserve driver. He's not a full-time driver. I don't think he's a reserve. So he wants to prove that he wants a full-time spot.
He's currently full-time at AlphaTauri, actually. The other one did not show up, and that was Tommy Karate, who finished P2 in this race last season in Tier 3. Shame he won't be showing up today, but hopefully Backdraw will be a good person to fill in for him. Anyways, as we see the entire field come up the final corner, form up. I'm tense right now. Formation lap already done. Turn 1's gonna be insane. There's a pit stop strategy. You can do it 2 stops by going on the softs, then on the mediums till the end, or you can do it 1 stop by going from softs to hards, which is what nearly won me the race in Tier 4 yesterday, but safety cars permitting. So depending on safety cars, you could definitely win this race with a 1 stop. It's just a matter of conserving your tires. Anyway, let's do it. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, and 5 lights. It is lights out and away. We're wrapping up right now, and away we go. FH gets off to an okay start now. He did get the jump over Broken Reptile though. FH with an amazing start actually. Waman already up to P2. And as a Renault going for a late dive back there. That's Hospital up to P3.
Oh, it's Waman down.
From P2. Waman has spun off. There's pit stop strategy. We do not need that right now. Very useless to me. But as we see, Maesta are trying to let Bitmore by, I think. No, he's going to his inside. Getting behind Tanky. Will he try it in the S's? He will not. That's Black Dog going very wide, and so is Hooded Monster. And there's MGD, his teammate, going by. Hooded almost hits the back of him. As we're starting to settle through, Human moved up 1 spot into P4. Yep. Biggest mover out of this entire start was Apex Bitmore from P16 on the way to P12. Biggest loser out of that entire thing was Superwoman from P4 all the way down to P16 after 2 sectors. It's a shame for him.
I like to point out the guys that started outside the top 10 started on the mediums. Everyone else was on the softs. So Hooded Monster, who is currently P8.
It's a big accordion right there. Hooded Monster has damaged Maesta, and someone's front wing. That's someone in the wall. That might be Ant, and it is. That is Ant with more wing damage. Maybe a double stack.
Saw some wing damage.
Maesta and Don Fabiano might have to pit, or Alfa Romeo double stack, and Don stays out. And multiple penalties for speeding.
Apex went down. He got speeding and. Interesting start here.
Yep. This definitely helps Super Wham and hopefully make some spots up, and that is Dizzle and TJ Lee having a close battle, and that is him around. Wayman's hit him. That is a 2-car crash with Dizzle and Wayman. Right after when I was talking about Wayman, hopefully making his way back up, he gets involved in a crash with the Racing Point. Now it's big wing damage for both of them.
It's not the start Superwoman wanted. Started P4, had a great jump off the line, got up to P2, and just lost it. And fell all the way back.
Yep. Tanky and Hooded Monster might be about to look out for right here, as Alpay's starting to pull away from him. I think Hooded, did he have wing damage? That might have been Ant I was looking at. I think it was person.
Ant who had it.
Yeah.
But it was a Ferrari, I know for sure.
Yep, as FH comfortably caught up to They have a second lead right now. I'm not sure how long that will last for once DRS gets enabled this lap. Yep, there it is. Race control DRS with Hosmer in the fastest lap right now. This might be Tanky's opportunity to get by Hood and Monster if he ends up falling out of Alpe's DRS. You can see some amazing battles going throughout the pack. Anyways, but Hosmer will have DRS and FH. Haas got the better exit though. With DRS 2, will he try and move? In a turn 3, he will not be close enough, unfortunately, for him. There's Dizzle and I'm going to the pits.
A little lock off the FH there. Going into turn 3.
Yep. Hosmer putting the pressure on FH now. FH knows that Hosmer is wanting that lead and wanting his first win in GSR. He really wants it right now. And I believe he could get it on, or at least take the lead in this straight right here with DRS. Now DRS enabled. Will he put it in the overtake? He'll conserve his ERS. Again, there's a pit stop strategy. We don't need that right now. But, and there will be nothing done. FH will actually pull away with a better exit. As well, after all, I thought about moving Iprox Diamonds. Nothing will be made there.
Top 6, or mainly the top 4, pulled away from Iprox Diamonds in the 5th spot, and then those 2 have pulled away from Alpe 7th spot. Raw dives down to the inside of Iprox Diamonds.
3 wide. And that will be Tanky with the double overtake. Nope, not for long. He goes very wide. Almost in the grass. Alpe and Hood and Monster having contact. As Hood and Monster finally through Alpe, but Alpe will have DRS and fight back, but Hood and Monster will also have it. That is Tanky losing 2.5 seconds on Hood and Monster and Alpe with that late dive. Almost made it work.
I will say good move, but as I said, Black Maw dove it down to the inside on the front stretch. Iprox went, or let him by, went back down the inside and held the spot. So great driving from Iprox Diamonds.
Yeah, and you can see Haas Boomer is losing touch to FH a bit, and Broken Reptile putting pressure on him, but Reptile going wide has lost the Haas Boomer. And Black Dog Yellow Sector 1, who's at 4 for Dizzle again.
So,
Absolutely horrible race for him. Black Dog putting the pressure on Iprox Diamonds, last weekend's winner. And maybe we can see him moving to turn 1, seeing as Iprox is 4.5 seconds back, definitely out of DRS range. Will Black Dog get the better exit? He will. The move is almost certain now. What DRS enabled for AlphaTauri, going onto the front stretch past the finish line. He stays behind his gearbox for a bit, but going into turn 1, Yellow Sector 2, that is... That's Haas... No, that's not Haas Boomer, that's a bit more
that's Apex.
And she's wrong. That'll be a safety car.
I don't think so.
Will not. Don Fabiano was thinking about moving TJ Lee, who's making his debut today.
He tried to, it wasn't going to work. He tried to dive it back down to the inside of Black Draw, and they made contact. Forced Black Draw wide, and it spun around Iprox Diamonds.
And Alpe might get by him. It's very tight right there. And Superman with the fastest lap on the medium compound tires with a 132.01. He's probably going for the 2-stop to pit on either softs or mediums at the end of the race. With DRS, Alpe does not get the better exit, but will have DRS on Iprox Diamonds. Will not put it in overtake, but he will try making a move. Here we go. He won't make it work. Iprox is the switchback. Alpe goes very wide, does nearly contact. Yellow Sector 1 is, again, Dizzle, same spot as last lap. Those tires are probably fried after multiple spins.
Gap staying at about 1.4, 1.5 between FH and Haas Boomer for P1. As here comes Broken Reptile down the inside. And he's going to give it around Haas Boomer. Haas Boomer could fight back.
Go the outside. Will he make it work in a turn 3? Broken Reptile's pulled away sufficiently enough and will stay in P2 unless he goes wide, and he definitely does. Osman to his inside, nearly contact, but it will not work for the rental. That is Broken Reptile up to P2.
As you said, just a human did pit. Battle on Black Raw to go P4. It's interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see what strategy these guys who are in softs are gonna go. Cause in ARL Tier 3 earlier today, I went from my original plan was to go softs, mediums, softs, but however the softs really got bad about lap 6, lap 7, so right around this area. So it will not shock me if people go soft, mediums, instead of going softs to hards.
There's Alpe going very wide, and that is Tanky going through. And Dizzle's retired from the session. TJ Lee trying to go to the inside of the Red Bull of Alpe. He'll think better of it. TJ Lee will remain P9. That is almost contact with Alfa Romeo. I didn't realize he was that close. TJ Lee trying to go to Alpe's outside into the final corner. And will make it work, but Alpe is definitely going to fight back. And hits the back of him. And that's allowing Don Fabiano to get a piece of this battle. Putting it in overtake. Into turn 1.
Funny thing is...
3 wide once again. Will Don make the double overtake work? With a bit of contact, I think Don Fabiano's made the double overtake work in the turn 1. Nice stuff by him. TJ Lee's gotten by Alpe too, as Alpe down in the P10 after being P8 just 2 corners ago.
I think Don... Sorry, go ahead.
I think Haasboomer isn't really losing that much to Broken Reptile though. I thought Reptile had the faster car, but it seems like Haasboomer is actually sticking with him a decent amount. Granted, he's being held with DRS a bit, but he's staying with him. But Broken Reptile is trying his best to get into that DRS range of FH so he can finally take that lead away. This Haasboomer going very wide though, as lose a bunch of time to Broken Reptile.
Yeah, definitely. I guess like I said it about a lap ago, softs are starting to get really worn. You know, they fall off real quick depending on how hard you push. So we'll see when the leaders start to make their first stop.
We'll see if Black Draw there's Alpe with their second penalty. I could decide his positions. I think Black Draw's coming into the pits, and he is. What tire will he go on though?
Does he go on the mediums and try and make
and there's Tanky. Tanky's in the pits too. Alpe's pitting. And he's going for a one stop right now. And judging by the safety car frequency so far this race, that might be the strategy to go. Then again, and Alpe's trying it too. Yeah, Alpe, I think he knows he needs to salvage everything he can out of this race. He's definitely had not the best race today, and so is Tanky. But he's not going for a one stop though.
Yeah, this is a good strategy by Alpe and Black Draw, because in ARL today, the top 2, as of now, did the one stop when softs to hards. So, and they made it last. So, good choice, good decision by Black Draw and Alpe.
But again, this is safety car permitting. They can easily change right now. If a safety car comes out, that'll just ruin their strategies. And they'll probably pit on either new mediums or softs, depending on how close the race is to the end. Broken Reptile has made it into the DRS range of FH, who's visibly struggling on these tires. Will any of these top 3 pit right now for softs or mediums? Or maybe even softs, depending on what your strategy entails. I don't think FH is. Broken Reptile will do so. Iprox Diamonds going into the pits, and currently the only soft runners that are still out on track right now are Haasboomer and FH. Iprox will go on to what tire? I think he's going on to the hards. Yep, he is. He's going for a one stop as well. That one lap difference can make the entire race, depending on the safety cars.
broken reptile went to the mediums. So he's gonna go for the 2-stop.
Yep, he will be. Yeah, close to pick up some track. Mesa and Alpe. I think Alpe is trying his best to defend, but Mesa got the better exit. Gains a bunch of time into turn 3. And Mesa will make it work, but Alpe will try fighting back though. Still side by side off corner exit, and Alpe will secede the position to Mesa in the Alfa Romeo.
As Haas Boomer has started to gain back the time he lost on FH. You know, just a couple laps ago it was about 1.6, 1.7, it's 1.2, 1.3, so...
FH will come into the pits. I assume Hospital will do the same. Yeah, you can't really go much further on this meat sauce. And those are the last two that have gone further on the sauce. And that'll be Hooded Monster, Don Fabiano, and TJ Lee will be your top 3 because they started on the medium compound tires.
Haasboomer and FH both went to the hard. So, some mixed of strategies. Some guys are going to go with a 1-stop, some guys are going to go with a 2-stop.
Yep. And TJ Lee with DRS on Don Fabiano. Anyone just won't be close enough. Does go a bit later on his braking point and try to gain some ground. On corner exit, Don Fabiano will dominate. And Don actually gets a corner cutting penalty.
Broken reptile with the undercut is technically... Actually, no, he's net P2, just a human who pitted a few laps ago is sitting net P1. But some of these guys are going to have to make another pit stop.
Yeah, top 3 will probably have to make another pit stop. I think that the entire top 5 will have to make another pit stop because Broken Reptile will not be able to take those mediums to the end, and the same applies to Just a Human. FH, Hospital, and Black Dart will be able to, so I think that might be your top 3 right now. TJ Lee, very close to back at Don Fabiano. I don't think he'll be close enough to make a move into turn 1 though. Maybe put his ERS up, he might be able to try something. And into turn 1, does not look like a move will be made, unfortunately, for TJ Lee. Dart and GSR right now, running a best of P3 right now. Does have to pit, but he's currently running a decent spot right now. Just Human's gaining so much on these top 3 as well. He has the advantage of having fresher tires too. So you'll be watching this battle closely. As Iprox Diamonds and GD having a battle up here, both on alternating strategies, and GD pit a few laps to go for medium tires right at the beginning of the race because of his wing damage. And Iprox won't be close enough and goes very wide on corner exit. Mesa Super Wayman. Wayman breaks very early. Actually, Mesa breaks really late. We're seeing a lot of overshoots in the turn 3. You can see the field starting to get a bit more spread out now. This is where strategies will definitely take the hint. As Just Human with the 3-second time penalty for corner cutting that could decide the race, depending on how the safety cars do right now. Human with DRS. Will Human try a late lunge into turn 1? He thought about it, but he thought better of it. He'll have a chance into turn 3 depending on the exit he gets off turn 2. And I think TJ Lee got the best of him on turn 2. With DRS, I think TJ Lee's a sitting duck here. Puts it in overtake. The race point will be through the Mercedes as it seems right now. No, TJ Lee trying to switch back, but his worn rear tires will not let that happen. It's Just a Human by TJ Lee for P3. TJ Lee going very wide.
Mine again.
Yep, lightning stop.
Let's go look broken up. Not go by. That's
Yep. Mesa 3 seconds. Trying his best against Superwoman, who are both on very similar strategies. I think Superwoman still has the fastest lap compared to everybody else in the field. So he is currently going to be getting that 1 point for fastest lap. Superwoman will. TJ Lee losing Broken Reptile by a good bit. And FH is gaining on him by a ton. Will not be time. He will not have DRS though. And House Boomer was only 2 thousandths off DRS there. I think he was at least. And he was. Using every bit of battery he still has left in that. In the car. That's Hooded Monster and TJ Lee finally pitting. Hooded Monster's going onto the hards and TJ Lee will also do that too. So many alternating strategies here.
So that leaves Don Fabiano as the only guy left to pit in this race. As when he looks behind, he sees a mirror of Racing Point and just a human ready to take the lead.
Yep. Yeah, and with the DRS right here, both Don and Heeman have actually been saving their ERS, so will Don maybe put a fight to Heeman to keep the lead? Doesn't look like he is. But Heeman will not be close enough to take P1 though.
This is the closest battle we've got on track right now. As just a human thought about going down the inside, but he's going to lay off and he's going to grab DRS from Don Fabiano. As Don Fabiano's going to dive it down.
He'll go into the pits, where I assume either hards or mediums. And if he's going for mediums, he'll be doing a 2-stopping strategy by going into the softs right at the end of the race. And Alpay very close to the back of TJ Lee. Could there be a move made on them? Because TJ Lee's tires aren't really heated up yet, while Alpay's already 4 laps sold. Well, more than heated up.
Don did good at the hards. But
He will be doing the 1-stop. Alpay does not put it in overtake though. And he will not get by TJ Lee for P13, unfortunately for him. I think all these medium runners right now, like Wayman and Maester, are banking on a safety car coming out. Because I don't think this strategy is not sufficient enough for them right now. Maybe see Alpay make a move on TJ Lee on the next DRS straight. Alpay does have 62% ERS, while TJ Lee actually has 100%. He'll probably be unleashing that on the back straight right here. I don't see why he wouldn't. If there's a camera of the Red Bull being very close back. And he will not put it in overtake actually, as Alpay does with DRS, just not close enough.
Super Wildman, who was on the 10 lap mediums, trying to get into the position where he wants to make a move down on Fire Simon's down in turn 1. She's going to better exit. No, I think Simon's hope he's going to dive it down. Favorite Super Wildman. Well, he's going to go to maybe another pair of mediums. So do the soft mediums.
And GD goes into the hards. Mesa also pits. And GD goes into the hards as well. I think I just said that. Repeat myself. Whoever goes into the hards. Mesa, currently serving a stop go, is going onto the hards as well. So that will promote Don Fabiano on P9 after being put back out in P13.
Now we do have some racing left to go, but let's check penalties. Currently just a human has a penalty. Broken Reptile's got a warning. FH is clean. Haas Boomer 2 warnings. Black Raw 2 warnings. Tanky's got 3 warnings. Hooded Monsters a penalty plus a warning. Iprox Diamonds with 3 warnings. Don Fabiano has a penalty and a warning. TJ Lee has a penalty and a warning. So a mix of these guys have a penalty. Some of them don't. Some of them are on the verge of getting one. So we'll see what happens here. As we've got a couple laps. We got 14 laps of racing still left. Anything can happen in those 14 laps.
Broken Reptile has gained 3/10 on just the human in the last lap alone, and he's on actually 3-lap younger mediums than human is. So we can maybe see a move by Broken Reptile for a lead possibly, but both of them will have to pit one more time though. With DRS, Hosmer getting close to the provisional race leader of FH, just isn't close enough though. Actually, Hosmer the entire time he tries to make a move on FH, he just really isn't close enough. Just can't really make the move. Bahrain's a very tough track to pass at. There's really only 3 real overtaking zones.
If just the human and Broken Reptile both would have to pit, this would be the battle for the lead. These two don't have to pit. So I think Hosmer knows that. So he wants to continue to battle with FH444 for what could be a win, or even if they both don't pit, a podium. So
Hosmer got the better exit. He'll put in an overtake using every inch of that battery he still has left. Just isn't much yet. And as Williams around. Super Wayman. Off the penultimate corner. But anyway, LFH locks up in the S's. Will Hosmer try going around the outside? He'll think better. He'll kill on the inside in the hairpin. FH blocks it off. Very dangerous move behind that could have ended a lot worse. Side by side.
In a turn 10. I think we're just going to let off. Get the DRS. Smart move. Maybe he's going to have the DRS.
Black Draw is really liking this battle right now though, because I just gave him DRS on those two up ahead. Letting him gain on them for maybe even a victory. So maybe we could see some moves make as FH is starting to struggle. It's easy to tell. As Hosmer with the 3-second, was that his first penalty, I believe? And it was. And FH already has one. FH is actually clean with a single warning, while Black Draw has 2 warnings. So right now, FH I think has the lead right now off penalties. Broken Reptiles actually has DRS on just a human. Who again, they're a tire difference right now. Human pit on lap 7 for mediums, while Broken Reptile pit on lap 10. So there's definitely a tire difference between those two. Haas Boomer really make a move into turn 3. FH trying to make his car as wide as possible to avoid an overtake, and it will work. Haas Boomer maybe trying into the S's, where he almost made it work last time. And he just won't be able to get there, fortunately for him. And he locks up though. That is, Haas Boomer almost ran into the back of his gearbox. Very close call by those two. And Black Draw really liking this battle going on right now. And it's wing damage for Haas Boomer. It's ran into the back of FH. That could be race affecting.
We'll see how the wing damage affects him. If that ends up affecting him, as you can see, it's somewhat affecting him. Just taking it a second. Here comes Black Raw, right up to the gearbox with Haas Boomer. He wants to get a podium, maybe a win if the top 2 still have to pit. Down the front stretch.
Struggling out the final corner. with that wing damage. But this is certainly Blackraw's position right now if he can just use his ERS, which he has 15% of, and he is. Going into turn 1, easy move, that is almost contact, as Human and Reptile pit. But currently the battle for the lead is between these two right now, FH Blackdraw and Haas Boomer. Not sure how long Haas Boomer will be in this battle for though, because of his wing damage. But with DRS again, will Blackdraw try a move? He will not. Haas Boomer is actually still staying with FH though.
Both Blackrock and Hospital are trying everything they can to try and get their race win.
This might be Haas Boomer's chance. And he... Oh, runs into the back of him. He will hit FH off. That's going to be Blackdraw through as well. This might be Blackdraw's win. Because of Haas Boomer's wing damage. Haas Boomer is fighting very hard for this. But keep in mind, FH has no penalties. And Blackdraw has 2 warnings. So if Blackdraw does get another warning, this could be FH's win. Haas Boomer visibly struggling right now. And yep, this is definitely Blackdraw's lead. Almost runs into the back of him, spinning him. And that'll be Haas Boomer down the second. I think FH might actually get him into turn 1 too. FH will be by Haas Boomer. And tries under Blackdraw. It might be 2-1. It will not happen though. As FH and Haas Boomer remain side by side. DRS enabled for the Haas. And overtake enabled with 5% battery. They continue to be side by side. A bit of contact. A bit more contact.
This is what Blackdraw wants to see. He wants to see these two battling in his mirror so he can pull away.
Yep, that is true. Remember, safety car could come out at any moment now. That could definitely throw a wrench into the top 4 strategies right now. Broken Reptile pit onto the soft stone. Maybe he's banking on a safety car. Or Broken Reptile did, yeah.
Well, FH will big lockup.
Yeah, he's lost the top 2 by a decent amount, 8/10 back now. That's Broken Reptile down by the inside of Hooded Monster. That's letting Human gain them a bit. This is for P4 right now, side by side. Make sure not to clip that curb because that could result in a spin. Hooded Monster has to let off to avoid hitting the back of Reptile. Human's really enjoying watching this battle right now. Well, Human, or nope, and Hooded Monster will not try and move into the penultimate corner. He will go very wide and lose Broken Reptile by a bit. And has, I think, might have fallen victim to Human in the back, as Broken Reptile sits fastest lap on his very young softs. Going into turn 1, Human will not try a move. Maybe he will, as Hooded Monster goes very wide in turn 1. And with DRS and overtake, this is Human's position right here. Maybe not. Hooded Monster has a straight line speed, I think. And he's helped by DRS as well. Haas Boomer, with his wing damage though, is sticking right behind Blackdraw though. Which is very surprising. And that's Human almost hitting the back of the Ferrari for the Monster. Avoided contact luckily. With DRS and overtake enabled. Monster can't say the same about that. The move will not be made. The Monster just trying his best to stay in the DRS Broken Reptile, but he's pulling like 1/10 every single corner because of the soft tires. Human's probably starting to get very impatient to get by.
You have to wonder, Broken Reptile, when he pitted, they go to the softs. Question is, if he pushes all he can he catch the top 3? But if he does that, how warm will his tires be? Because there's already a chance without even pushing it so hard that he might not make it on the softs. So, Because we have a yellow flag sector 2 and 3. That was the Williams, I believe. Super 1. I just came in 3 seconds.
Yep, just overtook Hood and Monster for P5. But yeah, like, Brooklyn Reptiles gained a second since we last talked about him. That was like a sector ago. So, I mean, like, once he catches up to them, though, his tires are going to be absolutely gone. So, this is very similar to Season 1 race at Bahrain as well, for Tier 1, where Mr. Unionabone stayed out on the hard tires, which is what the top 3 are doing, and Callum McKeon, who ended up winning the race on track but lost due to penalties, pit onto Sauce, which is exactly what Brooklyn Reptiles doing too. So we could see another recreation of that race, which only had 8 cars compared to 16. Yeah, Brooklyn Reptiles gained, I think, might be upwards of 3 seconds this lap, if you can put the gap down far enough. So far, this is Black Draw's victory, as it stands. But if Brooklyn Reptiles' strategy works out for him, he could have a chance at this.
Remember, Black Draw nor Haas-Boomer can have a penalty.
Yeah, FH has 2 warnings on 1 lap, and Haas-Boomer has a penalty for 3 seconds, and Black Draw has 2 warnings as well. So this race will most likely be decided by penalties if Black Draw doesn't end up getting one.
Remember, this is exactly how he lost the podium last week at Baku. He got a penalty when he didn't need it, and it cost him a podium. So he knows what this position feels like. He doesn't.
And one thing that's sorry to cut you off. You go.
No, go ahead. I was finished.
All right. So I'm very surprised that we haven't seen a safety car though, because with how frequent the game is with safety cars, there would have at least been a VSC by this point with the 2 retirements. But no, there's been absolutely nothing. It's been very clean and fluid racing. And there's a 3-way battle for piece 8 right now between Iprox Simon, TJ Lee, and Tanky. Iprox is DRS, but TJ Lee doesn't and is still gaining on Iprox. To the outside, TJ Lee overshoots it by a huge amount. So is Iprox though, pushes him off a bit. And as contact, that is TJ Lee around in the back. And he'll probably be put down out of the points in the P11, unfortunately for him. Tanky's still in battle.
Also picked up a 3 second.
Yeah. Tanky is still in this battle though. He'll probably end up getting by Diamond Tier with DRS, putting him towards the pit wall. And that's an easy overtake by Tanky up in the P8. Broken Reptile has gotten that gap down from him and FH to 3 seconds. He could very well be in the battle for a victory and most likely the podium now.
This Black Raw's got out to a 2.1, now 2.2 second lead over Haas-Boomer. And then another 1.5 back to FH. And 2.4 back to Broken Reptile. So Broken Reptile is going to have to get through, as we got a yellow flag, Sector 2. I don't know who that was, but
So
Black Raw
fast slip.
Yeah, saw that. Black Raw has the hope that FH4 at Haas-Boomer can hold up Broken Reptile.
Yeah, but those tires must be absolutely gone by now, though. You have to think about that, too. This is around this stage where tire degradation starts to get into the car, and everything will start to fall apart for him. Yeah, Sector 2 has TJ Lee out of the session from P11. That's unfortunate for him.
Safety car.
That must be a 1-lap restart. That is not what Black Draw and Haas-Boomer wanted to see, especially Haas-Boomer with this 3-second penalty. Broken Reptile was 2.5 seconds back.
I'd
I know
assume
safety car
these.
could,
Go ahead, sorry.
I know safety car could come out that late. But here we are. This race has changed now.
Now the thing is now no one. I don't think they're gonna pit here. And maybe I don't think the top five will pit. But guys like Hooded Monster, Don Fabiano, Tinky, and so far back can come in, put a fresh pair of softs on, and could maybe gain some positions on the start against these guys with older tires.
Yep, and will we see any of the top 3 pit though? Anything could happen. I can see Broken Reptile maybe he might pit with his worn softs. Backdraw coming into the pits, Hospital will do the same. FH will take the gamble and stay out. No, he will not. No, he won't. He faked it. Broken Reptile will come in. Humans will stay out. But a monster will not come in. Don Fabiano will come in as well. I assume Tanky and Ant might do the same. Tanky will actually stay out, try to gain some track position. But it won't be much though, it'll only be P7 for him. And GD stays out, and yep, people behind are staying out. So this is very interesting, because FH does not have a single penalty. While I think Human has 2. Yep, that's correct. He has 6 seconds worth. Hooded Monster has a penalty. Black Draw again has nothing. 2 warnings though. Hospital with the penalty as well. This race is shaken up as well. We can maybe see Broken Reptile on the podium again, because he doesn't have a warning. Or actually he has 2 warnings, I think. Will it come in this lap though? Will we see a 3-lap shootout or will we see a 2-lap shootout? It's gonna be chaotic either way. I'm surprised to have not seen any collisions though in the back that will cause any 5-second penalties. I guess the car will come in next lap, and it will be a 2-lap to go restart most certainly. I don't think that's what GD or iProx wanted, because they have 4 drivers with fresh softs right behind them, and having being on 11-lap old softs or hards and 17-lap old hards as well, that's not going to help either of them. I don't see how that strategy will work out for them at all. Yeah, Human out of everyone here probably has the better tires when it comes to tire wear, so maybe he's probably hoping for people behind him to crash, and maybe he can get the lead out of the entire thing. Who knows? This race is going to start getting chaotic. Now the entire field has caught back up. Six car is most certainly coming in this lap. This helps the people behind who are in dead last, like Superwoman and Maesta. They can maybe get points out of this. Along with Broken Reptile too. People with no penalties remain as FH, Black Draw, and Broken Reptile in the top 6 have no penalties. Oh, that's a huge crash in the back. Superwoman has spun out. Someone has wing damage. These cars in the slap. I don't know who there has wing damage though. Alpay has wing damage, and so is Superwoman with major wing damage. FH really stacking the field up now. He's trying to. Will he get off to a good restart? Human's trying. And Human tried getting a jump on FH, but it will not work. Human will try to dive into turn 1. He's trying. FH locks up majorly. That's Hooded Monster. Already getting passed by Black Draw. Ghosting through him. That's FH going very wide. That's a time penalty for FH. This is Black Draw's victory now. FH going very wide now. Now due to penalties, Black Draw already has the race won. Just a matter of him not messing up his own car. Haas Boomer trying to go to the inside of Hooded Monster to turn 10. Will he make it work? He will not. He'll go very wide. He'll get the better exit though. And May still joined in front of his teammate of Don Fabiano very dangerously. That could have been very bad for both the Alfa Romeos. And they're ghosting through each other. It's odd, but anyways. Alpay and Tanky getting very close. Runs into the back of Tanky. S2 Pulse is joining. I don't know who that is. And that is a huge stack up there. Iprox, I think his wing damage had to let off. And it might be double overtake for Alpay into the final corner.
Here comes
He'll make it work. He will not. One more lap for these two. Black Draw has to race 1. Due to penalties right now, as FH has gotten 1. If Black Draw gets a penalty, this race can be turned upside down completely, and that's Hospital going to the inside of FH, and FH has wing damage. He's carrying a piece of his front wing on his car right now. That's Hooded Monster going very wide to avoid running into him. Broken Reptile is going to try move making.
Mr. Human is really being aggressive. He's being really aggressive. And
Broken Reptile has spun. Probably was going to get P2 up, 3 off the penalties. Or actually, yeah, he would have gotten P2 if Black Draw gets a penalty. House Boomer needs to go right now. If he doesn't get a penalty, that is. Even trying his best to maintain check position, maybe pressure Black Draw into getting a penalty.
He's been doing just that. He's been really defending aggressively on Black Draw, but all Black Draw has to do is just don't force anything. Just keep it safe and you've got the race won.
Will there be a move made in the final corner? They both have it in the overtake right now. It's now just a matter of straight line speed and setups into the final corner. Will Black Draw try it? He will not, but runs into the back of him. Here we come. Off the final corner. And that's another photo finish as Black Draw taking the victory now. Haas Boomer will take P2 off penalties. Human will lose P1 or P2 off of penalties as well.
Great last couple laps battle. 4.
We'll get the podium sitters in here.
Yeah. I'll invite to see Black Draw.
What a finish that was. That is 2 photo finishes in a row, at least on track. Wow.
Who got P3?
Just a human.
Just a human, okay.
There's House Boomer in the party. Alright, make sure your audio is included, House Boomer.
Alright, I'll check it out.
I did Black Raw and Just a Human.
Pull up, I'm on Xbox app. It ain't letting me.
Yep, very chaotic ending
Hold up, invite
of.
back.
Alright.
Alright. I was about to start the interview, but yeah.
Yeah, he's on Xbox now. So.
I see. So we get the most amount of viewers right at the end. Thank you for watching that amazing finish, though. That is AlphaTauri's second win from all 4 tiers. AlphaTauri will take their second victory in GSR history. Haas Boomer, with penalties, barely keeps P2. Just a Human with his penalties also keeps P3. Broken Reptile, just off podium P4 after spinning. Alright. Does give you the option to include audio, Haas Boomer? I take that as a no. Okay. Oh, there we go. Alright, just give you the option to include audio.
Has to be me there. No, okay.
Alright. Oh, there he is again.
You gotta leave.
Alright, you there?
3, 2, 1. Bam. Oh, he didn't leave.
He might not get any interviews today. I don't think anyone wants to talk, really.
Well, I got a message from Black Raw saying that he's on Xbox app as well. So it will not let neither one of them do it because every time they go to hit,
Oh yeah, crashes the Xbox
it
app.
crashes the Xbox.
So we'll have to rely on Human for interviews then.
I was saying maybe we could try and get, Discord, just a little interview from Discord. Call them up on
My Discord doesn't really work with calls, so
I can try.
I don't know about that.
But I give it a try.
Yeah, I'll try calling him real quick. Alright. He sent me a DM about it. There we go. Alright, I'll call him right now. I'm calling Black Troll currently. Alright, you there? Alright. Yep, so that was a very, very chaotic race from your point of view. And you were sticking with FH for the entire time towards the end, and ended up taking the victory for AlphaTauri. How much does this win mean to you right now?
Well, after last week with the puncture, with 2 to go, I really wanted to prove myself that I can get podiums, I can defend for wins, and I can compete. And I stayed with the Renault and the Haas. And that safety car came out at the right time because I was going to have the box, so I was going to have another puncture.
Yeah, and safety car came out very late in the end there, but yeah. So yeah, you run for AlphaTauri today. And AlphaTauri and GSR has only won one time until today in all 4 tiers. How does it feel to bring up AlphaTauri's win count?
Well, it feels great that just to get a win here, and I hope in the future I can get many more wins, many more podiums, and maybe compete for a championship. But we'll see here next couple of weeks. See how it goes.
Yep, and Thrasher, if you got any questions, I'll tell him.
Nah, I think that's all for him. I've got nothing.
Alright, well, that's it. If Thrasher doesn't have any questions, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Alright, I'll try calling Hospimer too. It's not going to let me call him, so I don't think I can really do much. And Human will not join the party, so I think that'll probably be it for today. As we're on a bit of a time crunch for tier 1 right now, so.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I might have to cut this off, so.
I could try and give him a call right now. House Boomer.
Yeah, so.
We just go.
We'll have to end it early because of tier 1, unfortunately, so. Yeah, thank you for tuning in today. We really appreciate it. Hope you saw quite the amazing race today, everybody. And yep, hopefully you'll join us in just a few for a Tier 1's race at Bahrain. And yeah, we'll see you then. Goodbye.